Okay, well, we are on a little bit of the last of our Thanksgiving leftovers. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it. We've got one more creation with our leftovers that I always like to do a day or two afterwards. So, we in America eat a lot of the Hot Pockets, right? Well, we have a Thanksgiving meal Hot Pocket. I'll show you where we start. Okay, so I choose to take a pan with parchment paper, and I still do a little bit of a spritz of a spray. We've got a butter spray this time. Then we're going to flour, because we're going to be taking, you know, those croissant rolls in the can? We're going to be using those and flattening those out a little bit to make our breading.
All right.
Okay, so a couple of extra cans of the croissant rolls. I recommend that you always pick up a couple extra. Many of us do these for Thanksgiving for our family. Gotta open it up. Scariest thing as a kid, right?
Pop it.
Ah! All right, take it out of the can. And the recipe that I came across that introduced me to this leftover still recommended that you do it in the triangles. I've actually found for it to feel like a decent filling meal, though, that I like to do it in the full squares. So we'll lay these out. And of course I'm being a little bit lazy. Instead of getting out my rolling pin and having one more thing that might be difficult to wash and so on like that, I'm using the pestle from our mortar and pestle. So we want to spread it out still a little bit, obviously close the gaps that can sometimes happen. Keep it as thick or as thin as you choose.
That came together nice.
Okay, so to the best of my ability, I've kind of closed up the little gaps and so on like that from the seams of the croissant rolls and so on like that. So I'm going to take a little bit of the leftover stuffing or dressing, depending on what area of the US you're from. And I'm just using like a little cookie scoop here. I'm gonna top the stuffing with just a slight amount of the gravy. And I'm gonna come in with some turkey next, just the way I like to do it. Now, if you have an expert carver or somebody who likes to do the thin sliced turkey, almost like sandwich style and so on like that, obviously you can layer that a little bit prettier. We always like to keep ours kind of, when Michael carves the turkey, he carves it more in like almost like steak slices. That's just how we prefer. We've chosen to keep with the breast since we do have a little leftover breast.
Your buddies are all around you.
And the dog smell. Spock's actually been jumping up on the cabinet. All right, I'm gonna choose a little sweet potato next. And again, big or as small as you want those scoops. I actually might even go a little bit smaller for some of the rest. And then, as the piece de resistance, the cranberry sauce.
Looks good already.
Yes. Again, the gravy and the cranberry sauce can just kind of add a little bit more to the moisture and so on like that. But, you know, dollop it as to your preference.
Let me come in there closer so we can show them.
Okay. And so we've got our meal, our Hot Pocket meal, ready to go. So we're going to take it over, and again, because these have seams in it naturally from the way they make it in the cans and so on like that, you can kind of mush it down again to your preference. I'm going to move around just a little bit to get it a little more out of the flour, not that the flour hurts it. And then I like to crimp my sides, that way again it hopefully lessens the amount of the meal that might kind of flow out of the seams or something. I've got a couple of seams, I'll pinch those closed. Okay. And then carrying it over to our pan here. And I'm gonna continue until our rolls are out.
Can you fill these with anything else if you wanted to?
Yes, actually, a couple of weeks ago, we had gotten, if you guys remember, for those of you that have been with us for a while, we took a trip to East Texas and we stopped at a blueberry farm. And Michael and I got some not only fresh off the vine blueberries, but then we also picked up a couple of jars of the stuff that they create, a blueberry preserve. And I combined it with cream cheese. And then we actually had some of the croissant rolls already. And I just wanted something kind of breakfasty, but sweet, but not overly sweet. And it was absolutely terrific.
It was good. It was hot that day when we were picking blueberries.
It was hot that day.
It was hot, but it was fun.
It was fun.
Got to go back. All the ingredients. Are you putting sweet potato too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we took the turkey legs, and we took all the meat off the turkey legs. Can you believe it? Like, you know, the state fairs, Renaissance fairs, stuff like that. You're gonna pay like $9, $10, $14 for a turkey leg. Oh my God. Let your kids have fun, have the turkey legs at home. But if you end up having the dark meat left over, take it, take all the meat off, and then take the bones.
This is a secondary stock, okay? Yeah. So this is going to be our refrigerator stock. It's going to boil for another hour. We did take the carcass and make a really good bone broth just the day after Thanksgiving. We were able to get 6 quarts of beautiful turkey bone broth. So that was pressure canned. The cupboards are still full. And you'll set your oven at 375.
What it says on the croissant rolls is anywhere between 350 to 375, and so that's just the temperature that I use. You can watch it, it's fun. The kids will have fun watching them kind of brown up and puff up a little bit and so on like that. But doesn't take long to make these, 10 to 15 minutes outside of, kind of the time that you're...
Can you put an egg wash on the top to make it shiny?
You could if you want to get fancy, but you know what? These are leftovers. Just have fun with them and enjoy. So.
We every year too we reserve some of the turkey meat. We're going to make turkey tamales. Probably a hatch masa, hatch chili masa, and then we'll do the traditional adobo. And we like to do black bean as well too.
And then I like to do black beans. Yeah.
So we'll be doing a video on that. And what else you've got coming up? Your corn?
Oh. Yeah, we went to the store today, and even though we had been well stocked up on corn, that it was $12 for $1. So you can't resist that. And I'm like, what the heck? Why don't we make some corn for the squirrels and the birds? So hopefully we will show you maybe tomorrow and the next day when we get that project going. We're going to dehydrate it. And then you can actually do a couple of things. You can roll some of the dehydrated ones in like peanut butter and then put birdseed on the outside. That'll feed the squirrels as well as the birds. And actually, as I was researching to make sure I knew exactly how to do it, keeping the corn cobs and then roll the corn cobs in something like peanut butter and then roll the birdseed, and like you've got bird feeders that don't cost you anything. You're going to throw the corn cobs away anyway, right? If you don't compost. Anyway, so yeah, so we're going to be having fun with that too.
So we don't grow corn, guys, in our little garden. It's just too small.
We've tried, but
it's just not worth it. We've got so many local farmers around here where the corn did really good this season because we got rain. So we get a deal 12 for $1. We'll just buy 12 or 24 and take it home and process it, backpack it, freeze it. So. But this is going to be cool, and we love feeding the birds.
These are so tasty when they
know. Kids are coming over too, so they'll enjoy it.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Let me get you another sheet pan.
Nope. Okay, so Michael reminded we actually had some egg whites left from another recipe, so it's like, use it up. I love it when you can use up
it just makes that crust so shiny and crispy.
So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of shine it over. Helps to seal it a little bit as well too. I'm hoping these last two that I did, I got a little generous with the
I'll eat it.
container, but it ended up splitting. I didn't get the seal, so hopefully this will also seal those and they won't burst open. Okay, and then we're going to top ours with some flake salt. Michael says it's technically, I guess, kind of called finishing salt.
See how it's
just
flat?
Yeah, it's just going to kind of add some savory to it. But you know what else I thought about? What could be fun? Think of like everything bagels,
oh, yeah,
topping, sesame seed, you know, other fun things like that. So again, just play around with stuff like this. It's leftovers anyway.
See how it sits on there? Because it's flat. They cut it really flat.
They shave it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Shave it?
It's also called finishing salt. We used it in the kitchens when I was a chef.
And of course, I'm crumbling just a little bit so that you don't have just one huge chunk or so of salt.
You got to be in the kitchen with us too. You should be outside guarding the garden. Them rascally squirrels. All right, you can hang out.
Okay, and in the oven they go. We did decide to separate them out into 2 separate pans, so.
If you got one rack that's lower than the other, you just rotate them halfway through. It'd be fine.
Yeah, there's no need to flip these or anything like that, so.
How long are you gonna go?
I think I'm gonna try about 12 minutes for the moment. Alright, here we go. So we put it on for 12 minutes, but we felt like it needed maybe a couple more. But look how beautiful they are. See how crispy brown the egg wash makes it look.
You can move that stock pot if you need to. Wow, that looks good, honey.
And they're so tasty as leftovers, but something a little bit different. Fun for the kids, fun for us.
Looks good.
Just so you guys have a chance, you can cut it any way you want. I'm going to go on the diagonal. Nice crisp to the edges.
Looks really good.
And you got your whole Thanksgiving meal right in there.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. It's going to be hot. That's amazing.
Hot Pockets.
Give it a try, guys.